Hey guys, how's it going? It's Ollie here from CryptoVest.com. It's the 7th of November today, and we're going to be looking at Bitcoin trading against the US dollar over one-day candles. Everyone's been getting this sort of Q4 fever at the moment. You know, like Mike Novogratz is really bullish right now. We've had BTC USD shorts are at a 3-month low. There are some pretty promising bullish signals on the one-day charts as well to get excited about, but I just want to kind of rein it all back in a little bit and just sort of point out a few things and you know, see where we're going from now, because as you can see, the kind of main thing we need to realize is this $6,800 mark that we're approaching is a really strong resistance. And yes, we've managed to launch off this support. We're now up at like 10-11% in the last week, but if you look back throughout the last few months, especially all the way back through June, on like 4 occasions, the $6,800 resistance has beaten the price action back down and sent it all the way back down to the $6,300 support where we've recently launched from. On the sort of 5th time, it held us down, but then obviously bullish support was able to push on from there, and then it hit this sort of second defense, and it was unable to overcome that level, and it came all the way back down again. So we just need to sort of re-establish this $6,800 mark as the real benchmark. Before we get all excited, we need to understand that this is a really critical level, and you know, it will only be we'll only get excited when the bullish signals are really showing up as we approach this line. And if we can close above this line and look strong going forward, then yeah, then that's a really good thing to look forward to. And obviously then we can start thinking about, okay, now we're looking at the $7,400 mark and what's going to happen here, and will the $6,800 mark be a strong support? It wasn't a strong support in the past. It's just been a very good resistance. We haven't found any support for it during the last 2 major bear markets. So it's going to be a really tentative area. We might pass through it and it might be great, but it's not a strong supporting level at the moment. So we're just going to have to re-establish once we break through it, if we break through it in the short term. Yesterday I kind of touched on that we were going to be looking at this as sort of ascending triangle pattern, although it's kind of irrelevant now. Bitcoin's already broken through it, and it's kind of looking fairly good right now. We've had a bit of bearish selling pressure at the $6,600 mark, as we would expect at this sort of psychological level. But bulls are still looking pretty strong on the indicators, so we'll kind of ignore this for now. But actually, I'll quickly go over what I was thinking was going to happen. So we've come in from the top, and typically any triangle pattern, when it comes in from the top, it usually continues downwards. So we're expecting to go, you know, consolidate, break down. But looking at the momentum indicators, you could clearly see an increase in buying momentum and buying pressure. So I was expecting it to probably consolidate a little bit further before breaking out, then expecting it to throw back on the support before continuing on. And that was kind of what I was expecting to happen. Obviously now you can see we've broken through it quite early. There's been a real change in sentiment recently. There's been a lot more bullish news for Bitcoin. All these different people are coming out and giving these, you know, grand predictions. You know, that there's just been a new study today that, you know, over 1/3 of German millennials are interested in Bitcoin. Things like that, you know, just little stories getting out to try and drive this sort of bullish hype at the moment. But I really think that this $6,800 mark is going to be really critical. And if we look at the Ishimoku indicators, you can see that while we've flipped from support back to resistance, the top of the resistance for the resisting Kumo here sits around $6,764, which if we put in a line here, you can see has been a very strong resisting level in the past. In fact, it's only really the wicks of the candles that's actually ever passed through the $6,800 mark before being snapped back down, and most of the candles are closing around this sort of level. So the Ishimoku is lining up perfectly with that. So this will probably be our first major level to look at, and this will be a hard resistance to overcome. We're on the right track, but as you can see, you know, this is not the first time we've done this, and we've done this with little success. So I think it will continue sideways unless the indicators remain really strong, and we'll have a look at them now. We'll bring up the MACD and the RSI. So you can see there are some really promising signals on the RSI. You can even see straight away we're almost in this sort of pennant shape that's consolidating here, and this has been happening since sort of mid-August. You know, the 12 MA is above the 26 MA. We've got buying count and histogram. It's starting to shape up. We've already sort of crossed through the signal line twice in the last month before being forced back down again. We're now approaching it again. So it's promising, but you know, if we look back at the history, it's not been particularly successful. The RSI again is looking good. We've kind of never pipped higher than 57% in the last couple of months. So we'll want to try and push past that and actually enter into the 60% part of the channel, and then we'd like to see it continue all the way on. So yeah, there are some good things, but I really think we need to pay attention to the past before we get all excited about what's going to happen. And I really think that once we approach the 6,000, what did we say it was, $6,754 mark, say, we'll reassess. If the indicators are looking as good as they are right now, then that'll be a promising sign. The CMF will be a good thing to plot and see if buying pressure is still increasing or whether selling pressure is starting to mount against the bulls. And then we'll see how we perform at this particular key level. And then even once we're over it, we're not in the safe zone. We need to continue on. And like I said, if we actually do break bearish, it's not been strong for us in the past, so we could end up back in this range. So yeah, drop me a comment, guys. I don't want to be the killjoy here, but let me know if you're bullish. Let me know if you're bearish. Let me know if there's something I've missed. Always open to suggestions. Yeah, check out the full TA on cryptovest.com. Please like and subscribe. Nice one. Thank you.